Hey everybody, it's Sandy Patty. Welcome to my kitchen. Um, Thanks for joining me on my vaccine journey this morning. It's been about, about 5 hours, and I feel fine. My arm is a little bit sore, but that's it. And I just wanted to spend just a little bit of time sharing with you why I chose to get the vaccine today. Don and I had COVID like almost a year ago now. We were some of the first. They say we were the first in Oklahoma City, but I don't think we were the first, but we were definitely in the first batch. And it was very real. And it was troubling. And we had fevers. And I felt like there was just this elbow jamming me in the chest as hard as they could for days. That's what it felt like on my chest. And I can totally see why people ended up in the hospital and on ventilators. So we let 2 or 3 weeks go by, and we did get an antibody test. I had tons of antibodies. So that was good. Now, I know that that's not a sure thing, and there's still some questions about antibodies and how long they last and stuff. So let me tell you a little bit of what I did. And I can only share with you from my journey. I can't share with you from someone else's journey, but I can only share with you from mine. I did the antibody test, tested tons of antibodies. Another couple of months went by, and we were getting ready to have some grandbabies. And I just wanted to be sure that at least the antibody question was answered in my mind. So I went and got another antibody test from the same place. So there was kind of a baseline at the same lab where I went. Still had antibodies, which was awesome. A couple months later, had another grandbaby. So I wanted to do an antibody test so I could, help out. Still positive for antibodies. Awesome. Just before the holidays, as our family talked about getting together, I said, let me just go get an antibody test. And guess what? I had no antibodies. Now, I do understand a couple of things, and I just want to encourage you to listen to everything I'm saying and not just grab just one thing that I'm saying for good or bad. I also understand that antibodies can stay dormant in you for a while, and that when you need them, they pop back up. So not having antibodies isn't necessarily a bad thing. But with all of the other unknowns, we felt like as a family, we should not be together at all. I know many of you made the same choice. So as we began to hear word of the vaccine was ready, and I'm very grateful that it was able to get ready quickly, I talked to my doctor, and I checked out the information he suggested. I tried to get all of my news source, not from social media, but directly from the source. So because of that, and I turned 65 this year, I have a couple of comorbidities, and that is I'm overweight, just real. And I have some autoimmune stuff. So I filled out the form on our portal, and they accepted me into this phase. So then it took me a very long time. Like I literally stalked that portal to find a place to get a vaccine. I'll tell you the truth. Last Sunday, we were finished with our music, and I was sitting back in the choir room, and I thought, I'm just going to try and see if maybe, don't tell my pastor I said this. I'm just going to try and see if maybe there's an available appointment. Oh, there was. I grabbed it. So it wasn't in our county, but I had to go to another county, which is totally fine. And I got my very first vaccine today. There it is right there. And here's why I did. A couple of reasons. I've always tried to make decisions based on these three things. Do the best I can with the information that I've been given in the season in which I find myself. So, because of all of that and talking with my medical professional, I felt for me it was okay to get that vaccine. And I have to tell you, I was very emotional once the vaccine was done. Because I'm of the age, and maybe many of you are, I remember 2 kids in my elementary school who died of polio. They were there on their crutches and working hard 1 week, and the next week they were gone. And when that polio vaccine came, there are a lot more kids now who are alive because they didn't contract polio. I'm not putting all vaccines in the same place, but I am putting the feeling of it, knowing that I can do my part, that I'm eligible for a vaccine, and my doctor said I'm okay to do it, because I know there are some people who won't be able to get a vaccine. And so even though the vaccine I may have to get every year, like I do the flu shot, I'm also helping someone else who can't get it. So that's doing my part for me, but it is also doing my part for them. And I'll be really honest, I want to see my parents. And I don't want to just see them on FaceTime. And so if me getting a vaccine helps protect my parents, then I'm willing to do that too. So I know there's a big discussion, and I don't want this to turn into a social media post where we're bashing each other, okay? So please don't, because, it's just not the place for it. But for me, I educated myself. I sought the information from the source. I had my okay from my doctor. I fit the age category. I fit the comorbidity categories. And I was able to get a vaccine. That's just my journey with it. From what I have understood, because you've had COVID doesn't necessarily mean that you will be immune from COVID forever. And it's like getting the flu vaccine every season. I choose to do that because I am in a higher risk category of age, comorbidities, etc. So I just wanted to share a little bit more about my personal journey. And I would encourage you, talk to your doctor, go to the source. Don't get your information on social media. Don't even take my word for it. Do your own research. And you have to determine what is best for you and your family. But I'm just telling you what I chose. And I got really emotional today, being so grateful that we live in a world where we can wipe out some diseases. That's not a cure-all for everything. I get that. It's the season in which we find ourselves doing the best we can with the information we've been given. That is enough for me for today. And I just wanted to pass those words of encouragement on to you. Have a great day, everybody. I gotta go.